Hey there, it's Corey and Denise from Does Size Matter, and we are at the Country Village Campground in Leicester, Vermont, and this is an Airstream rally. How cool is that? So at this Airstream rally, the Pete's RV Center from Burlington, Vermont has brought their new 19s and 20s to show to all of the people at the rally and to us. So I'm super excited about that because we're going to show you some new Airstreams, and then I'm hoping we're going to get to show you some old ones. So our housekeeping issues that we want to share with you is, remember, this is all based on Corey and my research, the information we gather from all different sources that we put together to share with you, but it is our opinion, so take that for what it's worth to you, and it's based on how Corey and I use an RV. Next, I want to point out that at the end of the video, there'll be some links that you can click on that will take you to the nuts and bolts construction of an Airstream, or some other models, or some adventures we go on, or all sorts of things. So stick with us, and let's get started checking out this one. Today, we're going to show you the 2020 Airstream Bambi 19CB. This is a really cool, small Airstream, and we'll point out the differences between that and some of the bigger models, but it's an Airstream, it's still cool. You get the solar protection on the front windows. You get the totally cool Airstream wraparound windows. So this is where the propane tanks are, and we're thinking there's two 30 pounds in here, but we will clarify that for you. The batteries are back here, and this is your old-fashioned crank for the hitch. So, a little bit different, but let's take a look around the rest here. What do we got? I mean, besides coolness. It's a small trailer, but this is where you'll put your, fill your freshwater tank. You get an outdoor shower, so that's cool too. Especially in smaller things, I like outdoor showers. City water hookup, black water flush, 30 amp connection. This is for your cable TV. If we go way down here, I just want to point out as well that the information about the torsion axles you'll find in the construction video, and I think that's important, and I really do want you to go take a look at that so that you can understand how that system works and how it really makes an Airstream an efficient trailer. So down here is where your sewer's going to hook up, your gray, your black flush. These are up into the underbelly where they can be heated. There's also a light here for when you're doing this in the dark, which is nice. I would prefer that these valves be up inside too, just to keep them dry and free of debris, and because they can get a little tough sometimes, or even freeze, right? So that's all good. And then if we move around to the back, what do we get? This one has the backup camera. I'm noticing that this particular Bambi does not have the awnings down over the windows, but I know it's a package that you can get, so look into that. A, they look cool. B, they help with shading, heat control, that kind of thing. You also get a light back here and some storage. Let's take a look in there. Oh wow, that's quite a bit of storage, and it gives you some access to the plumbing. So that's handy.
That light might be for your license plate.
Do you want your license plate lit?
Good question.
Just a thought. Come around this side. So you do get a awning, and this one is a manual awning. So yeah, I'm hoping there's some kind of pole or something that you can pull this down with, but you would hook it up there and then pull it out by hand. That's the thing about Airstream, is that they're not necessarily going with all the high-tech gadgetry on every model. It is available on some of the other models. It's your choice too. I'm sure they'll put anything you want on there. Actually, I've heard you could even custom do an Airstream. So then we move down to the door. The latch on the Airstream door is actually, you know, it's not a magnet or a friction door. It just pushes in like that and then you get it there. You also get your screen door. So that's a good handy thing. You've got your cover over that. I do like them. Oop. Okay. And then you also get a steel one step. A one step is all you really need to get into these, and it does have a light beside it here as well. And I know you can't quite see it, but behind the door is an electrical outlet. So now let's go inside and check it out, because I know this is what you've all been waiting for. Come on. This is cute, huh? I really like it. The decor in here is very light, plus you've got, you know, all the aluminum reflection. Bit of a shelf, got your hooks. I don't need a message board, but obviously Airstream thinks you do. Electrical hookup. Well, that's good storage. So there's a door and there's open stuff. And then over here, you can use the space for whatever you want. You can put your shoes there, whatever, but you could put a trash can as well. And there's also nice, good, deep storage underneath this dinette. First of all, I really like this. This seems like a bit of a different fabric to me than we talked about in the construction video. It's a little more fabric-y than the ultra leather or the other stuff. I love the color, and of course you get these right sitting here in these beautiful rounded windows, which do have the slider blackout blinds on them. That aren't my favorite, just because that's just not my favorite. Let's try. These are the traditional style of Airstream doors on the cabinets, right? Like I remember seeing them in the old vintage ones. So limited storage in here because this is here, but there's also a USB port along with that. And lighting. And then there's another one over here. Let's see what's in there. Okay, so that's just all storage, right? And light there, switches are over by the door. So this is going to make down into a bed. And I'm really happy to see that Airstream has gone to this style of table to put down. And but this would be a decent bed. These cushions are super comfortable. And I've actually heard owners talking about how much they like these cushions. There's electric underneath. Table is laminate, and it does have this little round trim piece, which looks nice, but I do always worry when there's a separation on a corner. Just a thought. Then we're moving over to the kitchen space, and they really do utilize every little piece for storage, right? Also, you've got your ducting for your heat down there. You get a one-piece stainless sink with, these are skookum taps. Like, I haven't seen a whole lot of those. What do we have here? Okay. Again, plumbing always gets in the way, but you got to have it, right? So there is storage there, but the plumbing is. So let's see. So these are just a standard blind. I think they do have a little thing here that you can attach them into to hold them closer so they're not banging around, because that is an issue when you have a curved wall, right? And let's try out this window. So it's a turner. Let me see here. So these are not the frameless windows, but they do open in the same direction. Oh, I can't open that one for you because of the cover that's on the front, but I do believe those covers on the front move away from the trailer, and then the window opens out like that. So let's move over here, or up here. Let's see. So we've got more of this storage. Surprisingly, this is quite high for me. Like I can put stuff in there, but I can't really see in there very well.
It's shocking that we find that high.
I know, right? Even in a Bambi. What do we got for a stove? You get a 2-burner propane stove by Dometic. You get a standard microwave oven, not a convection. We get some, oh, it's a drawer. I thought it was going to be a door. So you do get that. There's a place to put your utensils, all that kind of stuff. And down here is your battery shut off. And then moving over here, we get, oh, check that out, everybody. There you go. That's great. I love that. Now remember, no MDF in these trailers. This will be the Italian light ply. Let's check out our fridge. Oh, so that's a different locking mechanism there. So I believe this is going to be a 3 cubic foot fridge with a little ice box in it. But I will clarify that for you. And then moving down here, oh my goodness, that's wonderful. Gotta love the storage. You get this corner bed. So you do get a made-up bed in this small trailer, which I really like. These are the pillow top mattresses, but this is going to be specific to this trailer. Airstream fits all of their mattresses to match each trailer. So it could be a bit of a challenge to get sheets for, just saying. Now, it's not a huge bed, but it would be perfectly fine for the two of us. We would be happy as clams in this bed with all these windows around. You do have a TV here, you have plug-ins, you have USB, you've got a little shelf. What I don't have, that everybody's probably heard me carry on about before, is I don't have a nightstand or a place to put my water or phone or that kind of stuff, but I could put it over by the sink. Other thing is you do get this storage up here. So that's pretty big. And then I just want to see if I can lift this bed up or whether there's anything underneath it. Okay, I can't lift it up, but there is, can you see in there? And they come with bins and stuff, so it goes in.
Oh, it goes way under there.
Yeah, right? So that's good. And these are nice rounded corners. Can I get you to show everybody this, Corey? That's the light ply that's used, the Italian light ply. And then you get a little curtain here that would close off the space if you didn't want to make the bed. Let's check out the corner bath, because what I find interesting about it is this door and the way it bends allows you to walk up and down the side of the bed, but when you want to go into the bathroom, it comes out and then gives you more space inside the bathroom.
So even when you close it.
Yeah, close it here. There, so I can still stand in this whole bathroom. You get the great Airstream. This is a 2-piece shower, but it's very spacious. And what I love is, even though it's a 2-piece, it's all caulked. Other places we've been to that have 2-piece showers don't necessarily caulk them. This is fiberglass. It's got great taps and shower head, so I like that. I just want to take a look at this shower door though. Okay, so this seems to be a standard in these smaller trailers for the shower door. It's not my favorite type, just because I always worry about this breaking, or I worry about when it rolls back into that, it not being dry, and then when something's put away wet, we know what happens. So I have not heard any actual problems or complaints with this system. So it's a newer system, and until I guess it gets used for a while, it will either prove itself to be a-okay, or there'll be problems that then they'll fix. Toilet. And this is a plastic toilet with a foot flush, and it is up on this base, so I gotta sit on it, because sometimes when they put them up on these bases, they can be kind of high. It is a bit high, right? I don't like that, but yeah, it is what it is. The sink is outside, and there was a time when I thought a sink being on the outside of the bathroom was just bad. I don't think that anymore, and the reason for that is that Corey and I spent some time in a small space together in the nest when we rented that for a couple of weeks, and it's really nice that there's 2 sinks, even in a small trailer, one of them for dishes, one of them for washing hands and brushing teeth, and it's not in the actual shower toilet space, so it allows more flexibility in use for more than one person. So this is good. It also, I don't like that the counter space around it isn't quite as wide as I'd like, but you do have space back there. Switches, water heater, electric. The mirror is wonderful. There's some vanity storage space back there. And then down here is more storage space, which is pretty good for under sink storage space. So I like that. And then when you're coming out, you get this pretty decent sized closet with a shelf and a light and a rod. It's pretty good. And remember, we've also got all that in under the bed storage and all of this above storage. So I'm just going to shut my door here again to give me as much space as possible in this trailer. It's great, right? Very functional. So let's take a look at the numbers and talk about weight and tank size and stuff like that. Numbers on the 2020 Bambi 19CB. Let's see, the brochure tells me that the exterior length is 18 foot 11 inches. The exterior width is 8 feet. Interior width 7 foot 7 inches. Exterior height with the AC 9 foot 3 inches. Interior height is 6 foot 4 inches. Okay, the hitch weight with the propane and batteries is 525 pounds. The unit weight with the battery and the propane is 3,650 pounds. So the GVW, 5,000 pounds. The cargo carrying capacity, 1,350 pounds. The freshwater tank is 27 gallons, the gray water tank 28 gallons, and the black tank is 18 gallons. And I like that they're not a combo, which if you go smaller it is. It has that 30 amp single service AC with a heat strip in it. Now, a heat strip is different than a heat pump, but it comes out at 13,500 BTUs. It has a ducted furnace at 16,000 BTUs. Oh, the fridge is bigger than I thought. It's a 4.3 cubic foot. The MSRP on the Bambi is $53,234, but here at this particular rally RV show from Pete's RV Center, they're going to let this rig go for $43,981. I hope you liked it too. Give us a thumbs up if you did. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you're an owner or you have any questions or anything to add to the conversation, please leave it in the comments. And don't forget to click one of these corners so you can get the nuts and bolts construction of an Airstream trailer, or come along another adventure, or check out another model. But stick with us. Thanks for watching.